It's Energy Week, and so they've announced 100 new licenses for oil and gas in the North Sea, and that I'm not even fucking hamming it up. That is true. That is what's happening.
Yeah.
Run me through it, Ed. Run me through the thought process.
So
here.
it's good because we all know climate change is a myth.
Yeah.
And there's no need to pivot
Wildfires
to
in Greece. Wildfires in Greece.
Made up.
Nothing wild about them. Nothing wild about them. The only thing that's wild about them is those arsonists. Those arsonists are wild, aren't they?
They should be in jail.
But no. Nationwide, continent-wide drought, absolutely fine.
Made up.
Absolutely fine. Burn the oil.
I don't have any drought because of this delicious pint.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I'm going to burn the oil at both ends. Burn that oil candle at both ends, baby. Chew, fucking chew.
Yep. Polar bears.
Yeah, fine.
Fine.
Fuck them as well, also, though.
Think of many
Both.
animals
They
are
are both fine and also fuck them. I don't care.
Think how many animals are already extinct.
Yeah, I mean, let's add a few more to that list,
Yep. Let's
baby.
kill the remaining tigers.
Yeah, what about the dodo? Shit. Fuck it, Just polar bears.
Do you know what's a rubbish phrase? Dead as a dodo. Do you know what's a better phrase? Dead as a polar bear.
Yeah, exactly. Rolls off the tongue. Far better, that one, doesn't it?
Yep.
I don't know what to say about this.
It's so stupid. It's so... someone made a good point. Like, why would Rishi Sunak believe this? I think it was in a column in The Economist, basically making the point: why is Rishi Sunak doing these things? Because he genuinely believes this. Like, this doesn't appeal to the electorate. I think this appeals to Rishi Sunak. He's an extraordinarily right wing person.
Oh yeah, big time.
And so
Big time. He's always been far more right wing, I think, really, than any of our most recent Conservative prime ministers. There's maybe a question, but
But at least May
hard Brexiteer.
May threw a bone to trans people, at least.
Yeah,
with self-ID stuff.
Yeah, and then he blocked it, right?
And then
from Scotland. Yeah, he's a social and fiscal conservative. He is for sure. I just don't. The arguments they trot out about this, right? That we need this oil and gas so that we can hit net zero by 2050.
Yep.
It takes between sort of 20 and 30 years to online. All of the research shows.
Wait, when is it?
Yeah.
How many years away is it?
Yeah, no, exactly. It's 27 years away. So it's quite a strong chance that's how long it takes, right, from licensing to production and the extraction of the fossil fuel, right? So they'll come online just in time for net zero, which is great. Second of all, then, they say they don't want us to be susceptible to the energy policies of dictators like Vladimir Putin. We are going to export most of the oil. That's genuinely what's going to happen. Also, it will have absolutely no bearing on the price of the oil, which can be influenced by the likes of, I don't know, Mohammed bin Salman or Vladimir Putin. Is that you popping your pen again?
It was a cable plug in.
That might be the mic. Is that keeping your mic live? Can you? No?
No, but that one's over
Okay,
here.
reassuring. Let's continue. Because we sell it on an international market, the prices are international market prices for the oil, so it will do absolutely nothing to insulate us from, let's say, I don't know, MBS wants to turn off the taps in Saudi Arabia. We're still going to be fucked. Least of all, that there is a wide scientific consensus that burning fossil fuels is warming the planet.
Yep.
And the idea that you can, the mental gymnastics these people are going through, saying, do you know what is going to help us? They're literally laughing in your face, Ed.
Yeah.
You specifically. They're saying to you, we're going to hit net zero. Do you know how we're going to do it? Burn more fossil fuels. You are a genius. And there's one more. Sorry, there's one more thing I'd like to say. The IEA, not that one, different IEA.
Okay.
International. I've got it on my notes. International Energy Agency. They are the body for international energy policy. They commissioned a report into this. They actually did. They looked into it and they said, is it possible? Does licensing new oil and gas, new fossil fuel consumption, will that take us any closer to meeting our 1.5 degree target? I'll give you 3 guesses. What did the report say? Yeah, I know it's hard. It said no. It said no.
Oh.
It said no. It won't help, Ed. Do you know who commissioned the report?
Who?
The British government. Ahead of COP26. It's just galaxy brain. It's complete galaxy brain. It's just, I to your point about Rishi Sunak being sort of the most right-wing prime minister we've had in a long time. I agree. And I don't see anything beyond this. It's just your classic sort of extreme right capitalist view of we can make money extracting and selling the oil, so fuck the environment. Fuck the polar bears. Join the dodo. Job fucking done.
I know this will have been planned long before Uxbridge, but it seems to be there's been a move post Uxbridge by-election where, cause Conservatives won it, they're taking that as being, people hate the environment and green policies. That seems to be the discourse around it. It seems to be, you guys is about air quality, but it's also kind of emblematic of green policies in general. And if 1,000 people hadn't voted for the Green Party, then we wouldn't be having this discussion. Is it Uxbridge's? Is it their fault?
Yeah, it is actually. It's the people of Uxbridge.
It's just so like,
let's blame them for
frustrating.
This. Yeah, and it's also just it's nonsense, right? Like, it's difficult. I was going to invoke polling, right, which universally indicates that there's a large majority of the population that sort of care about the environment, climate change as a political issue, that they want to see policies to address it. But you have to be careful, because with all polling, it goes both ways. And once you actually drill down into, so you have that broad question, right? You say, do you agree that the environment is a key political issue for you? And they go, yes. And do you think we should do something about it? Yes. And then when you get into the polling and it's like individual measures to address climate change, so I don't know, for example, forcing everyone to buy electric cars, or mandating that you have to separate the metal from the paper in your recycling at gunpoint, people go, actually, no, I don't want to do that. and it's like, so it's difficult. But yeah, broadly speaking, people do care about the environment. People do care about climate change. And politically, I don't. I mean, he clearly thinks there's political gain for him in doing this, right? He wouldn't even be doing it.
But maybe he's bad at politics.
He is the prime minister.
But he was made prime minister by the Parliamentary Conservative Party.
Yeah.
He lost to Liz Truss. Imagine losing to Liz Truss.
It's embarrassing.
Isn't it? Like, maybe he just sucks. Does he suck?
That was interesting. Yeah, he does suck. Yeah, with because in that leadership contest that he lost to Liz Truss, she had the vibe. I think we've spoken about this before, but she had the vibe of being the right winger. She had the like daughter of Thatcher, Remainer, like she as in she is a Remainer. She's not of the hard right of the party. And Rishi ended up with this kind of sort of like lefty lovey liberal image, whereas in actual fact he's a city boy who's made a shit ton of money, backed Brexit from day one, believes passionately in Brexit, and look how that's going, to sort of give you a sense of the caliber of his political thinking. But for some reason, everyone was convinced that actually he was the soft one. He was the more liberal of the two. And in actual fact, I don't think that was the case at all. I think he's far more to the right than she was.